flag, Zulu Tango 80, it's 1054, call record negative 1054, it's related to a missing person, Joseph Williams. They're going westbound on Highway 72. I know what their cross is at the time.
We're listening to Huntsville Public Safety, the trunk system. Every now and then we get a little blast out of Memphis.
And we're also trying to get across.
I built a inexpensive little dipole antenna for listening to the aviation band, and I basically did it out of found materials.
A call from a 911 cell phone. Caller advised that there are several subjects in the street. One of the subjects
for me,
1049 advised that he
found materials might mean something different than it does to you, but the basic materials are this inexpensive little push-on balun for the TV. This is called a 300 to 75 ohm matching transformer, and it's called a push-on type because that pushes onto the back of a TV set that is equipped with what's called a cable type input. Not many things use this anymore, but it's handy for our purposes. The other item is a what's called a barrel ground block. You're a cable installer, you know exactly what these are. They put these on the outside of your house, and they bring the cable feed in one side and the line to your house out the other side, and they use this ground lug here to bond the shield on the cable to an earth ground. And for antenna people, that's actually a pretty handy little lug to have. We could actually put that to work. So I'm going to do some stand-ins since I don't want to be waving a 4-foot long antenna around in front of the camera. So over here, the stand-in for the coax is this little F-type shell. That's a standard coax connector. And up here, standing in for the dipole elements, are these two little pieces of copper wire. The length of your dipole is going to depend on the frequency that you want to receive. But for my purposes, I like the aviation bands, and I also like to listen to the local trunk system. So what I found was that by adjusting the center frequency for my dipole, and then looking at where the third harmonic fell, I could get a great aviation band antenna that would also do very well for 800 megahertz trunked public safety system. So the lengths of the elements for the half-wave dipole for my purposes were 22.8 inches. So rather than waving around about 44 inches of wire, we're going to pretend that I've taken a coat hanger or two and straightened them out, and I have cut them, and we'll say this is 22.8 inches just for purposes of discussion. So here's how easy this is. You take one each of these wires, pick it up, and attach it to the screw on the balun. Okay, through the miracle of stopping the camera and putting it down, I was able to put the antenna element wires under the correct lugs on the push-on balun. Alright, well, where does that go from here? Well, if you rent or live in your parents' house, you may want to check on whether they will allow you to do this, but the simplest way to mount this is to screw the ground block barrel into the wall such that the barrel is horizontal, and then simply plug the ballon onto the barrel. And I'll put the camera down and do this. So now I have the barrel and the ballon assembled, and I've connected our stand-in coax connector, and here is your found parts aviation dipole. Now you want to mount it with the elements going vertically. And the reason you want to do this is most of the radio waves that this is good for are polarized vertically. So that means you want your antenna elements to be vertical. Now, you could even go so far as to just screw this on a scrap of wood and put a picture hanger on the back and hang this on your wall for less damage to sheetrock.